Hello there. Welcome to the 14.0 tier list because I just think it'd be very fun to put out my opinion on all these SCP items and just let people talk about them or see if they agree with my opinions and stuff. So, first of all, my name's Ghost, and what makes me qualified to talk about some of these items today? Well, unfortunately, I have around 6,525 hours in Secret Laboratory, so I'd say anyway, I'm sort of qualified to talk about all these items. So, let's get started. So, the Ghost Light. I'm gonna be before I go into it, I'm gonna be making two tier lists at the same time. I'm gonna be talking about the human side of it and the SP side of it, just so I could really talk about both sides, and because I have different opinions on each item when it comes to using it against SCPs and against humans. So we'll get to it. So when it comes to the Ghost Light, I think it's pretty good. Mainly solely due to the fact you could just trap someone temporarily just to create distance, especially if you're gonna go kill them. But also most importantly, you can use it to activate Tesla gates, which means you can kill someone with it. So that's why I think it's pretty good. Um, that the only problem I have with the Ghost Light in general is that there's not really much uses for it when you're in heavy, because there's just not a lot of places you could really use it in heavy, because obviously the only thing you can do is just turn off the lights in some rooms, in most rooms. So you're gonna have to really find a good use for it. So it's really good in entrance zone and in light, because yeah, you just trap someone. But in heavy, the only good use for it is with Tesla gates. But overall, it's a good way to increase whatchamacallit, distance. So I think the Ghost Light's pretty good. Now for the SP tier list. I also think it's pretty good here because, as I said previously in the human tier list, you can create distance, but most importantly, you can use it to shut down 079 if he is in the same room as you. Because what that means is that you can make him so that he's out of the game for about 10 ish seconds or whatever, and you get rid of all of his AP right as he comes out of that shutdown. So you would have increased more range and stuff. The only thing the Ghost Light's not great at is when you use it at Tesla Gate against an SCP. For obvious reasons, the most you would do is just break their Hema Shield, and that's pretty much it. So it would be a waste of a Ghost Light. So it's pretty good, especially if there's no 7-9 in the game. Otherwise, if you have the Micro and there's a 9-6, you know you're gonna have fun with this item. So let's get to the green juice. I'd say it's pretty good for obvious reasons. You become a literal sweat with it. You become a tryhard god in a way with the gun, because it decreases a lot of the shit that is annoying, and mainly due to the fact it mutes out the ambience of the game, so you can legit hear things around you when you're playing in any zone. So it's pretty good. Um, Now when it comes to the SCPs, it's okay. The only use case it really has is if you get micro, which you don't get the stamina debuff when having it. So it doesn't really have good use against SCPs. So that's my main problem with the green juice. It's just not that useful against SCPs besides having the micro. Now, with that out of the way, we're gonna go talk about the gramophone. It's gonna be the same for to use against SCPs. So it's okay. Sure, I would put it as pretty good, but the main fact is it's very dependent on the players in the lobby. Are they gonna give you information, or are they gonna just purposely troll you, or just say kill yourself, jump off to that bridge or whatever? So that's why I'm gonna put it on it's okay, because it's a gamble if you're gonna get good information that you can use, or you're gonna get fucked with. So it's an okay item. Oh god, the goggles. It's broken as fuck. There's nothing for me to talk about with the goggles. You legit can see anybody with hat. There's not really any debuff whatsoever with the goggles. So You legit win if you just have the goggles because you can see anybody. Even 106 when he fucking like sinkholes. There's nobody running away from you. Or like against any human. Like they have no counter. You have free wall hacks. And that's why I'm also gonna put it here because it's broken as shit. You can see where the SCPs are at all times, and for the humans, you can just see them where they are at all times. Now, the 500, it's pretty good. Immediate healing, and you can pop one before you go into combat, just to get that instant regeneration. So it's a really good healing item. Like overall, there's no debuff whatsoever. So it's really, really, really good. When it comes to the SCPs, it's also pretty good. Mainly due to the fact that you can just out heal things, and most importantly, you can get rid of some important debuffs, especially when you're getting hit by 049's like attack. So you can just like stay alive a lot longer. And if you pop a couple of these, especially if you're going against dog, you'll have a great time staying alive. So that's why I think it's pretty good. Now the hat. Originally, it could have been broken as fuck, but due to the fact that goggles exist now, I'd say it's pretty good overall. Mainly because of the fact that you can use it to like surprise attack people. As a human, you can when you're using it against other humans, you would just put on the hat, surprise attack people, or you could use it as a getaway item, which is like the main use of the hat is just to get away from people. Um, so that's my opinions on that. When it comes to the SCPs, however, it's okay. Mainly due to the fact, like, although you could use it to run away, the only problem is when you're using it against, like, an 079 player, or what happens if you accidentally look at 96? It's not that great of an item against an SCP, per se, but it's useful against some SCPs, like, like, against, like, Peanut, 049, and, when it comes to 939, you have to be careful because obviously 939 could hear things, not just see things. So that's something you also want to keep in mind. Now, let's get into 244. Well, for the SCP side of things, it's garbage. Like no doubt about it. There's no like use that you could use this for. The only use case that 244 has against an SCP is you can just trap an SCP in a room and just slowly kill them. That's all it's like use cases for. Now, for humans, however, I'd say it's okay. Because you create a fog and it's a counter against the goggles. Like because the goggle users cannot see through the fog. So I think it's a pretty okay item to have on handy. There's a lot of niche case uses for it, especially if you use this bad boy in 106s. It's broken as shit in 106s. Mainly because you could do a lineup with the fog to like make it so it's like a one-way mirror type of deal. So it's kind of broken. So, and in a sense for that room. So, I think it's an okay item. Mainly because you can create smoke screens, and also due to the fact that people that come out of the smoke get a debuff, like weapon debuff, so you have an advantage if they push you first. So that's why I like 244, especially when it comes to human combat. Now, when it comes to 207, I'd say it's okay. Mainly because you are gonna be using it to outrun people. The other problem is they're gonna be able to shoot you. And 207 is an item that's very reliant on healing, so it's an okay item to make use of getaways. So that's just my main like purpose with 207. You could use it to catch up to people, and you can use it to run away when it comes to humans. Now, when it comes to the SCPs, it's pretty damn good. Because you could use it with the micro to catch up the people and use the micro against an SCP. So there's no way to run away. So it's a really, really handy item to have. Because in case you need to run away or to push an SCP if you have micro. That's the only use case for the 207. It's pretty good. Like I said, healing, but for SCP uses, good item to have. Now the ball, it could be better. It could be better. The only use case the ball will have is just throw in a fucking room and just pray it kills someone. Because how the ball works is like after it stays in the room for a little while, it'll slowly like make its way towards the nearest door. So it will most likely enter a new room. So you gotta like really like hope that somebody like comes in contact with the ball. The only use case for the ball is to use it in an elevator trap. And it's not that effective against humans because all they'll see is like a guy just using it for an elevator, or they see the ball in there and just fuck him back away. So it's useless as shit. And you might only get a couple kills with it. And it's just a wasted opportunity. Now for the SCP, it's okay. Like, mainly because when you're using it as a grenade trap or just an elevator trap, it'll give some value against SCP. Though the thing is, you have to line it up decently well to make it work. Because sometimes people will throw balls and it would just like only bounce back and forth at one side of the elevator. So it's an okay item, but you just have to practice it just so you can get value out of it when you're trapping an SCP in an elevator system. Um, so that's something to keep in mind with the ball. Now, Anti 207, pretty damn good. Like it's like really really damn good. Mainly due to the fact that it's a tone of an Undying from Minecraft pretty much, and also due to the fact you get regeneration and like a shield on top of that. It's really damn good against human classes. So you could just become a legitimate take. Like, cause that movement penalty isn't that much of a big deal when you're using it against humans. Now, when it comes to the SCP, it's okay. Because all you could use this for is to just like stay alive a lot longer against an SCP. Because that movement penalty will definitely become a big factor in when you're gonna stay alive or not. So not being able to outrun an SCP is kind of a detriment to it. So it's not that great against SCPs. Or I could say it could do better, I'd say, honestly. Because yeah, that movement penalty will really fuck you over in the long run. Now we'll just get to the candies individually because I feel like the candies have like a pretty good use case. Um, Pink candy, broken as fuck. You could if a server has this enabled or it's Halloween, you can kill an entire spawn wave. Although you may die in the process. It's broken as shit. Like best candy of the game, no doubt. For SCPs, it's okay. Like it'll do decent damage. But that's all it does. However, since it does also give the burn effect, if you have a team with people with it, I would put it's pretty good because if you sacrifice for the cause, you can get your team to do extra damage to the SCP team for a limited amount of time. Now, yellow candy, I'd say it's okay. You could use it for movement, but it's not gonna do much against a gun. So, you could use it to run away from people, for a limited amount of time. So, it's okay. Now for SCP, it's pretty good, mainly due to the fact that let's just say if you run out of stamina or about to run out of stamina, this is like your lifeline to be able to use a bit more stamina and have a bit more speed when you're running away. So this is a pretty good item to have as a getaway item. Now red candy, I'd say it's okay. Like there's not really much I could really say much about the red candy because it's just healing pretty much in a nutshell. So it's okay. It does some decent healing. So there's no complaints about it. For SCPs, it could do better. Because it doesn't really give you that like healing that you'll need to like survive an SCP. Like imagine this. This shit's gonna be useless against like a doctor. So it could be better. I was almost contemplating and putting it into the garbage tier because I mean it doesn't really do much healing, but it could do better because you could survive like an extra hit against like a dog and stuff and get a bit of that little regeneration at the end. But that's just me. Now, rainbow candy. I would say it's pretty garbage in a sense because you really need like a fuck ton of these to get some value, and the fact is it gives you body shot value, which isn't that great because of the fact you're not protected with headshot damage. So it's pretty garbage against like human classes. So if you get headshot, like rainbow candy is not going to do much. But that's just my main opinions when it comes to like rainbow candy. Now, for the SCPs, it could do better, in my opinion, when it comes to the SCPs, mainly due to the fact that what's the word? You could use it to survive a couple hits from dog if you have a fuck ton of these. Actually, no, fuck it. We're putting this in the garbage here because it doesn't really do much for us in the long run. If you have a singular piece of rainbow candy, this is not doing much in the long run, in the grand scheme of things. So we're just gonna put that. Now, purple candy, you get a fuck ton of damage reduction. So I'd say it's pretty good. Like so when you're in combat and pop this bad boy, it's a legit like a huge advantage because for 15 seconds, that's a lot of damage reduction. Because I think it's like 40-50 damage reduction. So pretty damn good item to have when you're fighting against an SCP. I'd say it's pretty okay when you're dealing with against an SCP, especially like dog, for example. Yeah, you get some damage reduction. And if you know a good setup with like 2 adrenalines and a purple candy, or was it 2 blue candies and a purple candy, you can survive a 096 gate. Like when 96 goes through a gate, you can run past him if you use a purple candy and 2 blues. So it's okay. You could use it to evade things. Although that's like a very niche thing not a lot of people know about. So green candy, I'd say it's okay. Like you get like a bit of a regen and stuff. So that's all I see green candy for is like that one candy that gives me a pretty decent amount of regen. When it's combined with 207, pretty damn good. Oh, and another thing too, with the 244, since you negate 244, it becomes a really good combination. It gets to the pretty good tier with 244 if you have green candy, because you can stay inside the smoke and ambush people for a decent period of time with green candy. Now, for this, I'd say it's okay, mainly because it gives you some regen, but it doesn't really help you too much. I would put it with pretty good because of the fact of the 207 interaction, so that you could use with 207. But by itself, it's an okay item to have when you're dealing with SCPs. You get a decent amount of regen if you can give yourself enough distance to use it all. Now, blue candy, I mean, it's okay. It gives you like 30 like extra like AHP. If you stack these, it's gonna be turned pretty good. But by itself, it just gives you some extra AHP. Just to give yourself a little bit more life against a human class. I'd put it's okay as well. For the when against SCPs, because with dog, extra hit. Yeah, you get to live a bit longer. That's all I would say really. Although it could go with it could do better. It could be better. Actually, I'll put it what could be better because of the fact you can't really survive too much with just blue candy. So that's all I really gotta say for this tier list. Although you might have been hearing me schizo post about my thoughts on the items. Hopefully it's been a good video. This is the most stupidest video I've ever made. These are just my opinions. But if you want to suggest otherwise for some of this stuff, go for it. Yeah. If you like what you see, subscribe, I guess, and you should join my Discord. Bye.